Hello everyone. In last part, that is part 5, we have seen the details of the mechanism of acetal formation. What are the conditions that are required for formation of acetal, and also the conditions for the reverse reaction, that is hydrolysis of acetal back to the starting materials, that is the carbonyl compound and alcohol. So all these are discussed. Today our focus will be on the synthetic importance of acetals by using some examples. So first of all, we have some problems here. We will predict product in each case. So in the first case, we have cyclohexanone and we have 1,2-diol. So obviously there will be formation of acetal because acid catalyst is also there. Remember, this condition is anhydrous. There is no water. So the product will be the oxygen from ketone and the 2 hydrogen from 1,2-diol. This is our 1,2-diol. You have to remove it. That is, one water molecule will be removed and we will get 2 carbon-oxygen bond will be formed. Okay. So this will be the structure of the product. In the next example, here we have only one molecule. We are using a single molecule where OH group is there as well as there is aldehyde group. Fine. Now we know that for getting acetal, we need 2 molecules of alcohol and 1 molecule of carbonyl. But here we have only one OH and one CHO, right? So that is why here acetal formation will not take place, but hemiacetal formation will take place. So first of all, I will write the compound in this way. So between CHO and HO, there are total 4 CH2. So considering this carbonyl carbon, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and after that there is OH. Okay, so as here we have only one OH group and one CHO, so that is why here only the formation of hemiacetal will take place. And there will be OC bond formation, right? So here if we also number this oxygen, it will be 6-member chain containing oxygen. So this is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And at one position there will be one OH. Okay. So this is not acetal, this is hemiacetal, and further reaction is not possible. Reaction will stop here. In the previous case, this is acetal. Plus, yes, this is hemiacetal. Fine. The third example, here the molecule is already acetal. Okay. So basically it is the reverse reaction, that is the hydrolysis of the acetal. Basically here one H2 molecule, I forgot to write. Okay. So this is aqueous acid. It is not anhydrous acid because it is the reverse reaction. So the compound, if I write it, it is like this. So here OET, these two are coming from ethanol, 2 molecules of ethanol, and this 2 CO bond formation is there. That means there will be carbonyl. Okay. So it will be Me. I am not writing the detailed mechanism, I am just writing the final product. Okay. Two molecules of ethanol. So this will be formed. And the next example. Now this is very interesting. Why? Because normally we take 1 carbonyl compound, 2 alcohol, but here we have 2 methanol, that is 2 alcohol, but here we have 2 aldehyde group in the same molecule. Okay. So let's see what type of reaction will take place. So first of all, as H plus is there, there will be protonation. Oxygen will be positively charged, attacked by methanol. So there will be, that is oxygen will be neutral. So I am jumping one step. Okay. OH, OMe and hydrogen. Now normally that is the single step. Normally what we see, that is in the next step there will be protonation of this OH. So first of all I will write what is the normal case, okay, then I will write the actual case what is happening. In presence of H plus, normally we will expect there will be formation of protonated OH2, this will be removed and there will be attack by another, that is second molecule of methanol, okay, and we will get OMe, H, OMe minus H plus, obviously, because I am jumping some of the steps. If I write all the steps it will take much time, fine, and this CHO is intact. So both the methanol molecule, it is attached to the right hand side CHO group and another CHO group is left, but actually this is not the correct product. This is not correct product, we will not get it. So basically it depends on the structure of the molecule. So we should not blindly follow the mechanism that we normally follow, okay, not just for this mechanism, it is applicable for any other mechanism, fine. So we have to see that is there any other reaction center is present in the molecule which can react, okay. So this product will not get, I am starting from this position. So here if I write the OH here and suppose this is the H, so this OH what it will do, it will attack this aldehyde, okay, and there will be O minus. So what we are getting, CH, OMe, oxygen, and O minus it will take proton from this H, so this is OH. Next this OH it will be protonated, so it will be OH2, H, oxygen, and there will be removal of water. I am jumping one step, there will be attack by methanol, okay. So finally we will be getting oxygen, methanol, there is one removal of H plus also. So this is our final compound. So see, this is not acetal, this is not hemiacetal, this is completely different compound, because here we have in a single molecule two aldehyde groups. So that is why this step, that is the normally that we do, this will not happen, okay. This OH, the lone pair over this oxygen, it will attack the another aldehyde because it is already a part of molecule and it is very close to the second aldehyde. That is why this type of attack will take place rather than protonation of OH and attack by second methanol to this carbon, okay. So here two methanol, one OMe is attached to this carbon, another OMe is attached to this carbon, and this oxygen, or it, as it is symmetrical structure, we can also say that the left hand side oxygen, it will be now in this middle, that is the heterocycle that we are finally getting. This will be the oxygen of any of this aldehyde group, fine. Synthetic usefulness of acetals, and it is usually cyclic. So when we are using 1,2-diol or 1,3-diol, it is cyclic acetal, okay, and if we are using methanol or ethanol, it will be not cyclic. So mostly when we are talking about synthetic application, it is cyclic that is taken. So acetals we have already seen in our last video, that is part 5. You can check the video, that acetals are hydrolyzed to aldehydes and ketones, okay, in presence of acid normally, but this they are stable to base. And why it is so, the reason is discussed in detail in the last part. You can click on the link that is appearing on the screen, okay. So it is stable two bases. That means in presence of base, suppose we are doing in the molecule, there is some other functional group that we want to react with the base. Then this acetal, they will remain intact. So this is the usefulness, because in this way we can use it for protecting group. So for a group to act as a protecting group, there must be some criteria. It must fulfill some criteria. So these are the three criteria that is fulfilled by acetals, and that is why they are effective protecting group. So we can make it easy to put on. It stays on firmly when it is necessary. That is when some other reaction is going on in some other part of the molecule. And finally, easy to take off. Finally, we can deprotect it and we can get back our original aldehyde or ketone. So because of this type of property, it offers a convenient method for protecting aldehyde or ketone, or we can also protect HO. So suppose we have any molecule, I am drawing arbitrarily, there is G, and here we have suppose aldehyde. Okay, now we want to convert G, suppose under some basic condition, and there will be from G, there is G prime, that is some conversion is taking place. Now here as CHO, it is stable in presence of base. So that is why, the acetal is stable in presence of base. So that is why if we first make acetal by using some 1,2-diol or 1,3-diol, what we will get? We will get this type of structure and we have G. So if we follow this rather than this, because if we do this, the base as it is electron rich, it can also attack the aldehyde. As a result, there will be attack by base to aldehyde. So CHO group, it will not remain intact. Okay, there will be attack taking place by the base like this. So that is the reason, first if we protect this and then we are using our reagent base. Now this is acetal, G will be converted to G prime, and further we will deprotect it by using aqueous acid, that is H3O plus. So now we will get back G prime. So this is actually our desired product that we want to make. So in this way we can deprotect and we can protect and we can deprotect. Fine. And similarly, if in any molecule there is 2 OH group in 1 and 2 position or 1 and 3 position, then we can protect that 2 OH group by using some aldehyde. So that is also possible. So we can protect aldehyde or ketone as well as we can protect HO groups, but remember it must be 1, 2 or at 1, 3 position. Now we will see some examples. So protection of carbonyl or 1,2,1,3-diol. So in this example we will protect aldehyde. So see here in the starting material, how many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. But in the final product, that is the target molecule, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is a new carbon. So basically we have to add carbon. So this part is coming in place of Br, right? So what we can do, we can convert Br to MgBr, that is Grignard reagent, and that Grignard reagent, it can attack some aldehyde. And which aldehyde? PHCHO, benzaldehyde. Fine. But when we will make here MgBr, this Grignard, it can attack the same molecule. Okay. So because here aldehyde group is also present. So to prevent that, what we have to do, we have to protect. So here we are using 1,2-diol in presence of acid. This is our acetal. And now we are making Grignard. This is Grignard reagent. And we are using benzaldehyde, PHCHO. And this type of attack will take place because there is partial negative charge. This is partial positive charge. Okay. And O minus. So this is also actually addition to carbonyl, and it will be discussed, that is Grignard reagent, how it attacks aldehydes or ketones. It will be discussed in separate video. But right now just remember that CH2MgBr, as carbon is more electronegative compared to Mg, so there will be partial negative charge. It will act as nucleophile, it will attack aldehyde. And in the next step, after protonation, finally there will be OH. First there will be OMgBr, then it will be converted to OH. Our next step is deprotection. So we will deprotect acetal, and finally we are getting back the aldehyde. So this is one of the example where we have protected aldehyde. Next we will see protection of diol. So here we have 3 OH group, but these 2 OH group, they are vicinal. Vicinal means 1-2 position. Okay, and in the target molecule, only this HO, this hydroxy is only oxidized to carbonyl, but this OH is intact. Fine. Now if we are using some oxidizing agent, KMnO4 in alkaline condition, then there is a chance that oxidation will take place in all the hydroxy groups. So that is why we have to protect the 2 OH which is at 1 and 2 position, for which we do not want any oxidation to occur. So that is why here we are using acetone in presence of H+. Now we are protecting alcohol by using ketone and H+. So this is our acetal. Next we are using oxidizing agent. So this is oxidation reaction. And finally, after hydrolysis, that is H2O+, this is actually the deprotection. This is deprotection step. And this is protection. So finally we are getting back the molecule. Another example, here we have 2 different types of aldehyde attached to benzene ring. One is directly attached, so this is aromatic aldehyde. This is not aromatic because it is not directly attached. Fine. Now among these 2 aldehyde, here in the final product, this is intact, but the aldehyde which is directly attached, that is converted to CH2H, that is reduced to CH2H. But among these 2 aldehyde, which one is more reactive? This CHO is more reactive. Why? Because the CHO which is directly attached to benzene ring, here the carbonyl carbon, it is in conjugation with the benzene ring. As a result, the double bond character of carbonyl is reduced. Positive charge O negative H. So double bond character is reduced, electropositive character of carbon is reduced. But this type of conjugation, it is not possible in case of the aliphatic aldehyde, which is on the left hand side. So that is why this aldehyde is more reactive compared to other. So if it is more reactive, when we will use reducing agent, obviously the CH2CHO, the aliphatic CHO, that will be reduced, not the CHO which is on the right hand side. Or even if it is reduced, mostly the reaction will take place at the left hand side, not in the right hand side. So how to prevent that? Here again we will use the protection by acetal. Now when you will be protecting, this aldehyde will only be protected. Why? Because this is more reactive. Other aldehyde will not be protected, and we can easily do our reduction reaction on the aromatic aldehyde. So here in presence of methanol, basically 2 methanol molecule will be required. This is the acetal. This is protection. Next we are using MPV reduction. This is a reduction method where aluminium isopropoxide is used. Here we have written OIPR. IPR means isopropyl. That is CHMe2 group. So this aluminium reagent is actually OCHMe2. So in simple way, it is written in this way, aluminium OIPR, and we are also using isopropanol. So when we will do MPP reduction, it will be first converted to this type of oxygen aluminium complex, and finally after acid hydrolysis, 2 steps will occur simultaneously. One is deprotection of the deprotection of the acetal. And another thing will also happen, that is a hydrolysis of this complex. So O aluminium bond will be broken and there will be formation of OH bond. So protonation will take place. Finally, we are getting our target molecule. Okay, so in this we have seen total 3 examples of protection and deprotection of acetal. So in this way we can apply acetal as protecting group, and when its that is purpose will be complete, then we can again get back the original aldehyde or carbonyl by deprotection step. Okay, so if you find the video helpful, please like, share and subscribe. Important links you will find in the description box. I'll meet you in the next video. Thank you for your time.